Oh shit, what is up, Schwing Dynasty, you beautiful idiots? Man, is it good to be back talking about Schwing Dynasty with you beautiful idiots. That's a great way to think about you guys. You're just beautiful idiots. You're not wife material. I think that's what I was thinking about with this intro. You guys aren't wife material. You're wonderful. You're beautiful people. But a wife needs that extra little bit. Intelligence, communication, not being a fucking idiot. And I don't think I think you're lacking with that. So you're my beautiful idiots. You guys are bridesmaids. Okay, let's just face it. This whole league should be renamed Papa and the Bridesmaids. Okay. Really happy to be back talking about Schwing Dynasty. Really happy to be back talking about fantasy football on the eve of the 5th season of the Schwing Dynasty. 5 years in, guys. This is it. We're starting our 5th year. Let's keep it going. You guys have all agreed to stay in. I'm happy about that. Let's be active as you can in the league. Respond to trades, all that good stuff. And obviously, I got to help by being a little more active with these videos. I acknowledge the off season was a little rough. We had a lot going on. This summer is a very short summer for me. Yet did not have much time for much of anything. But we're back, baby. We're back. First week of the 2023 season for Schwing Dynasty football. And I'm here with my commish picks. I'm here to make fun of you guys. I'm here to bring you the info that you don't have because you don't pay as much attention to our league as I do, including your own teams. So I hope you guys are well. I hope everything's going well. I really wish I had done like the mock the draft and the strengths video. I really love doing the strengths videos, and I didn't this year. I apologize. That will happen next year. It will be a thing. Goodness gracious. God, sorry about that. That's this guy's fault. Okay? New kitty here. Yeah. He's a good boy, but he is very much a kitten. He's got something on his paw here. And he just likes to play and run and be in everything. And he just knocked the phone down. So, whatever. I hope you guys are good. I'm good. Glad to be back. Starting a new job this year to make some changes. But excited. Here comes the cat again, if it falls over. But we're going to jump into this week's first week. The first week, we're going to jump in to our commissioner picks. And we've got some good games and we've got some bad games, at least on paper, to start out. And so I'm going to kind of go from like our less exciting games to what I think are the more exciting games, finishing with, of course, our game of the week with a little more analysis there. Kat, you are just out of your mind, aren't you? So the first game I've got for you guys is Bert versus JD. I think Bert has a team name change. It's the Dingo 8 or Mingo 8 My Baby. He drafted Jonathan Mingo, and he's got that new team name there. JD is no longer Navy #1 fanboy. I assume he's back to Cali style. Actually, I didn't even check that. But anyways, right now, Bert is favored in this matchup. 160 to 136. That's a 24-point spread favoring Bert. So, here's what you got to know about this matchup, and it's not good. It's not a good thing to start with. Maybe it surprises us, but it's not good to start with, and that's JD starting Tyler Algier like it's 2022, okay? But it's 2023 now, and this guy named Bijan Robinson is on Adams' roster and on the Falcons' roster. But JD has Tyler Algier in his starting lineup. That's a rectum clencher for sure. That's something you are praying he gets in for a touchdown. Bijan runs like 60 yards, gets tired, and they put Tyler Algier in, and who's a good running back. I'm not saying that he's not a good running back, but you don't draft a running back at number 4 overall, whatever he was, without that guy's the immediate workhorse. So you're hoping Bijan breaks something out, gets tired, they put in Algier, he falls across the goal line for 1 or 2 touchdowns in this game. That's the best chance JD has here is some short work for Algier. I do actually like JD's pass catchers over Bert's in this game, which is a little surprising. I mean, that's where he's solid, really solid right now. He's got Amon-Ra, who I love. He's got Debo, who I think will be better than last year, at least in a redraft. You're getting him cheaper than you got him last year, so it should look better. And Deontay Johnson, who had, even with Kenny Pickett, had tons of yards, tons of catches, just needs some touchdowns. I think it could happen. So I do like those pass catchers. Plus, I didn't even write down the tight ends, but I know I was factoring tight end into this too, that I like JD's tight end. I like, better than, more than Bert's. Whatever, moving on from that one as quickly as possible. Then Bert's rolling out Devonta Smith, Mike Williams, and George Pickens. They're good. I like Devonta Smith a lot. Mike Williams and George Pickens are like big play guys, and so if he gets the big plays, this game will be over super fast. Every group other than that basically favors Bert. I think he'll win this matchup. You're just praying, if you're JD again, that Tyler Algier goes for a couple of touchdowns that maybe he didn't get them down there on. Or that his pass catchers. But the thing is, even though I love JD's pass catchers, they are possession guys. Debo, with the exception being the game breaker, but all of his other wide receivers are possession guys, and lots of PPR points. They should have solid weeks, but you're probably not going to get the 25 plus point outbreak from any of them. That is JD's going to need to make up this gap that he has. Cat's going to pop a balloon. It's going to happen if you hear a pop. God, okay. So yeah, Bert wins. Congrats, Bert. Week 1. Second game, Mark versus Adam. Okay. In Schwing history, that's a game favoring Mark. Always. Mark versus Adam. The projection right now is 146 for Mark to 155 for Adam. Adam is favored in this game. Adam would only be a 5-point dog to Bert. Adam would be favored to beat 1, 2, 3, 4 teams, I think, this week. That's awesome. Good. Adam's favored. The difference in this is that flex for the two of them. The difference in these two teams. Mark's putting Michael Thomas in the flex. I mean, I can understand why he's not projected for as much, for very much right now. I think it's like 11 points. 11.29. I actually wrote it down. That's good. Good way to go, me. I get it, why that projection's a little low, because we haven't seen it for 5 years, 4 or 5 years since Michael Thomas had his big season. Then it's just been Silencio ever since. Meanwhile, Adam in the same flex position has James Conner for 18.62 points. This is about a 9. What it is? It's a 9-point spread, and that's about a 7-point gap between those two spots. I think that's about where this should end up. I would have to see Michael Thomas catch a touchdown, and I think if that happens, Mark will win. If Michael Thomas catches a touchdown. But I've got Adam winning this game and moving to 1-0. So, woohoo! On to the next game. Yes, me versus Lucas, or the Boot Scootin' Bottom Boys, our last place team from last year. The Boot Scootin' Bottom Boys. He is showing his flexi bottoms in this game too, as he is an underdog. He likes to be under the dog. 172 for me to 159 for Lucas, who is not going to win for so many reasons. He has Cooper Kupp is limited. Okay, I don't know if he'll play. I don't know if he's good. I don't think so. It doesn't sound like a guy who's flying around going to body specialists, body doctors, body something. Like that's not a guy you rely on. Lucas needs Garrett Wilson, probably his best player right now. Jalen Hurts, obviously, but quarterbacks. There's only one right now, so next year they'll matter more. He would need Jalen Hurts and Garrett Wilson to both kind of go off. In a tough matchup for the Jets in Buffalo, he needs Garrett Wilson to really get kind of, I think, multiple touchdowns, and he needs Dallas to shut down Saquon. If he does those two things, if those two things happen, I think he has a chance. And that's still relying on none of my other players from breaking out, having a big explosion game. I think I win this game. But Lucas's team is relatively solid, and that spread 13 points. It's kind of different to me. It feels different when both projections are over the 155 mark, or they're both around 160. I mean, Lucas is a point off of it, or less than a point off of it. Anything can happen in those games when they're both projected to score. So that means you got some guys who can score some points in any given weekend, and so I'm picking me, but first week, who knows? Craziness happens, but I got me. Okay, Phil versus Sean, next game. This is the second place game of the week. Okay, so this is the backup to the game of the week. If you can't tune into the game of the week, make sure you watch this one. Anyways, God, fucking cat. Phil versus Sean. Phil is favored, 160 to 154, but that relies on DeAndre Swift getting 13 points. I don't know how you can feel comfortable with any Eagles running back, let alone DeAndre Swift right now getting 13 points. That being said, that's one long catch, run, touchdown. Okay, that can happen instantly. But to project it, I don't know. So, but that's why Phil is favored. That's like kind of the big difference in their lineups. This is an awesome fucking wide receiver matchup. This is when you're going to see points going up in this game. Both of these guys with their wide receiver rooms could blow their projections out of the water. We've seen it happen for both of these teams in the past because of these wide receivers. Phil rolling out Justin Jefferson, A.J. Brown, and Drake London. Okay, so Drake London, he's still got a Desmond Ridder issue, but Justin Jefferson and A.J. Brown alone could be 30-point players. That we all know that about those two. And then Sean counters with Jamar Chase, Amari Cooper, and DJ Moore. Now, obviously, DJ Moore, perennial bust kind of player, or just underwhelming performance. But Jamar Chase, that dude could score 30, 40 points on his own. Amari Cooper started last year with some huge games. Will it get fixed with he who shall not be named, Lord Voldemort, Deshaun Watson? Okay, Voldemort. Will he be able to start better this year? Because he went to crap once that guy started playing. So, will it happen? I guess that's why we play the game. That's what Sean needs to have happen, though. He needs Amari Cooper to be good, like he was at the beginning of last year. This is a tough one. I'm going with Phil, and I don't love it because of DeAndre Swift. But Sean's dealing. If Breece Hall was healthy, this would be a Sean pick automatically. But Sean's dealing with just too many this running backs in Dynasty. Just dealing with running backs in Dynasty. Jonathan Taylor, 2 years ago, number one Dynasty player. Breece Hall, last year, could be looked at as the number one Dynasty player potentially. One of the top 5. Both of them now, it's like, I hope they play soon, and Dalvin Cook is maybe taking snaps, and God knows where Jonathan Taylor will play next. So, Dynasty running backs, that's risky business. And I got Phil winning this one. I think Justin Jefferson and A.J. Brown is just too much to ask for Sean's healing roster to deal with at this time. So, Phil gets the win, and we are on to the game of the week. Daryl versus Steve. Meeseeks Meat Packers versus the Pala Broncos. 165 for Daryl to 170 for Steve. Steve has that second highest projection. I forgot to mention at the beginning, I have the highest projection week 1. And as much as I love that little flex, nothing makes me think that my season will suck more than having the highest projection week 1. It's like the guy who gets the highest grade on the redraft. Oh my God, Cat, get off of me. Holy moly. You get the highest grade in a redraft on like Yahoo or something, ESPN, and get out of here. Go. No, not your butt. Yeah, that's a bad sign for your team, I feel like. You don't I don't know. Something about it seems like a jinx. So, anyways, on to Steve has the second highest ranking on the week. Daryl has the third highest around there. This is a great matchup early on, and I'm going to go position by position. So Daryl's rolling out Patrick Mahomes versus Steve's Tua. Tua could easily win that matchup. Could easily. I mean, we saw Tua's 50-point game last year. Just those wide receivers, all he's got to do is throw it 5 yards and let him run. So I just can't pick that at this point. Mahomes has to be the pick. But the Kelce news has just made this very difficult. It really affects this game a ton, this matchup a ton. Because obviously Steve's rolling out Kelce. So Mahomes is throwing to not Kelce maybe? Whatever he has else on that team. And Steve's got Tua thrown to 2 healthy receivers. So it's more of a push than I would have expected. But it's Mahomes. I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt. And I'm going to say that's the advantage there because doesn't seem to matter who rolls out there. At running back, the first running back position is Nick Chubb versus Derrick Henry. So it's like Donkey Kong and Donkey Kong Jr. And they're both good and it's a push. Okay, they're both amazing. It's just there's no discernible difference to me in projecting one of them to be better this weekend than the other. So it's a push. They tie on that spot. Ramondre versus Austin Eckler is in the next running back spot, and I'm giving Steve the advantage there with Austin Eckler. Ramondre, I think he'll have a great season. Not Austin Eckler's ceiling, though. Just isn't there. First wide receiver spot, Tyreek Hill versus Devontae Adams. I'm giving it to Reek here. Reek, that's any Game of Thrones fans? Because that's a terrible name. Tyreek, the cheetah, is going to beat Devontae Adams. Maybe not by as much, but he's going to beat him. Second one is Diggs versus Olave. Diggs obviously seems like the choice there, but I got it as a lean towards Diggs. It's not a push. I got Diggs by a little, but I think Chris Olave is about to have himself quite a year. So we got Diggs with a little bit of a lean. Okay, so Darryl won the first wide receiver spot. Now he's leaning towards him on the second. And then the last one is Darnell Mooney for Darryl against Juju Smith-Schuster for Steve. And I'm leaning Juju here. I'm going to lean towards the Juju. Why? I don't know. I'm not sure. Because I had to pick someone, and I picked a lean there. So, tight end. Wow, this is where Steve should and still is in the projections, supposed to have a big advantage, okay? Now we get the news that Kelce is dealing with a hyperextended knee. Dawson Knox, healthy, but he's Dawson Knox versus Travis Kelce. I still have Steve winning this because until I don't see Kelce on the field, I'm going to assume that Kelce's on the field and better than everyone else. Sorry, I'm trying to hold this up for that cat going crazy again. We go in the flex, and so I've got Steve winning that tight end battle. Going to the flex, Tony Pollard for Darryl against Brian Robinson for Steve, and I've got Pollard with a big win there. Next flex spot, Van Jefferson against Samaje Perine. I've got Perine winning there. I don't know on that one. That they both could be irrelevant or they both could be awesome. I think I actually almost like Van Jefferson more there. But I'm going to stick with what I wrote down, which is Perine. So the key to this is Kelce. If he's full go, Steve is going to win. If he's limited, here comes Darryl with the early upset. And that's what I've got. So Kelce's in, Steve wins. Kelce's limited. Looks like he's going to be limited. Darryl's going to get the upset. So I guess I'm picking a Darryl upset based on my current knowledge. But we'll see, I guess. So that's why I play the games, you guys. Okay. Yeah. I hope you lovely bridesmaids, non-wife material friends of mine are having wonderful, wonderful lives. I miss all of you since I haven't really gotten to see any of you. I didn't even get to see Mark this summer, which is weird. Bert was here, and there was just mayhem going on at that time in our lives. And we didn't get to see Bert. He was in Oregon. Brutal timing for a lot of things this summer. So happy to be here on the camera in front of you guys. Happy to share some Schwing love with you guys. You lovely bridesmaids. Never the bride. And Papa Schwing out. Cat. Oh my God. All right. See you.